So, what are students doing in the Korean American Ethnic Studies class? This course is about knowing, telling, and doing something good with your story, and there's a story to tell. So, I have a student, his name is Derrick, and he's actually a student reporter with the JSR Media, which is connected to Joong-ang Ilbo or the Korea Daily. It's a youth division, the Korean American division to share stories. And he is creating a story on Korean American studies, this first Korean American studies course in the United States. And it's wonderful to see students wanting to talk about these stories. Once again, in the course, I don't ever tell the students what to do. I just ask the students to think about what they want to do and then do something good with their story. So here he is doing something good with his story. Even Derrick, I'm just so in admiration of how he has really delved deep into his own cultural heritage. In his family, he has a family motto. In Korean, it's Shinjong Yoshi. It means just like the first time, meaning like when you try something with their best effort, trying your best at the first time, and doing that for everything that you do. And that was a part of one of the assignments that we did. What is something that's culturally honoring? And that motto, that family motto, was something that he shared about that I'm sure resonates with him, but also resonates with others. And so he's asking three questions to be included in the JSR media. So the first question is, what is the inspiration behind the class? And so once again, during 2020, we saw the surge in anti-Asian racism. Here in Orange County, we saw an 1,800% increase in hate incidents toward Asian Americans. And while many people felt the fear and anger, I asked myself, what is a way to respond to this hate with love and wisdom? And one thing that emerged was this idea of helping students to know, tell, listen, and do something good with their stories. And one way that we're going to do this was through the Korean American Ethnic Studies class. Now, is this course just for Korean Americans? Absolutely not. The Korean American story is a great American story, so it has the potential to benefit anyone who takes this course globally. So the invitation is open to everyone. But the approach of this course, this helping students to know, tell, listen, do something good with their story, yes, we are doing it through Korean American studies, but it could also be applied to Asian American studies classes, other ethnic studies classes, in any class through culturally relevant and sustaining pedagogy, even in teacher preparation classes, as I had an opportunity to present at the last California Council for Teacher Education. So a lot of inspiration to do something good with the story that I've been given, the story of resilience that I've been given in response to some of the pain that our country has experienced, including Asian Americans, including many Americans. So why specifically these projects? So this course is broken up into 5 different pieces. The first is the students having a chance to tell their own story of resilience. If I were to ask many individuals, could you name at least one Korean American that made a difference in the United States? Many individuals would struggle to name even one, but that they have Korean American stories of resilience in themselves and their family. And so I'd love to begin there. And even if they're not Korean American in the class, about 1 out of every 4 students in this course are not Korean American, that's wonderful too, because we have a chance to hear their stories of resilience and the intersections and connections as well. And the second part of the course, and they're currently developing it now, is the timeline of Korean American history from 1903 to current day. The third part of the course, they're going to look more specifically at various Korean Americans and their stories of resilience and how their story of resilience is also impacting the United States of America. And because so few individuals know about Korean American studies, the fourth part of this course includes creating a virtual museum where through the students' work, if any individual want to know a little bit more, they could use the virtual museum to create and learn more about Korean American studies. In fact, our hope is to partner with eCadence and artificial intelligence to perhaps have a bot in there with our students being prompt engineers, designing questions, and then through the AI bot, perhaps it being an educational place where if someone were to come, they could learn a little bit more about Korean American stories of resilience that not only benefit Korean Americans, but all Americans. And then finally, how do you believe that this course will help to leave a legacy for other Korean Americans in the Korean American community? And I would say for all Americans. Well, first of all, we already have, because this course is a first of a kind and believed to be the first in the United States. So, as we're creating this course, so many other people are interested, which is why, I was at that conference this weekend, the California Council for Teacher Education. There's going to be a national conference, the Council of Korean Americans that I've been invited to Washington, D.C. We're part of this other program called Invent to Prevent, connected with the Department of Homeland Security, as a way to address some of the hate and bias in our country. And this course can be an approach to addressing some of that pain in our country. And so that is also a model that could be looked at, the approach, not just Korean American studies, but our approach to help students know, tell, listen, and do something good with their story. This could be beneficial not for just Korean Americans, but for all Americans. And then there's other states out there that have started to reach out saying they would like to also start a Korean American studies course as well. So already it's leaving a legacy, but what's very important is what students are currently doing. So their work, their ethnographies, their photo voice, their oral histories, their museum that they're creating is creating a kind of model that others can look at to learn from. And so the students are so important in this. And actually, I didn't talk about the fifth part of this course. And the fifth part of this course is to do something good with your story. And so the students choose an area that they want to make a difference in. Once again, it's the students choosing what they're passionate about, and then they do something good with it. So Derrick, for example, is doing something good with his story by being a JSR reporter and sharing out on this story. So that's just one way of many ways. And once again, it's just the fall of 2023. So as we progress in the school year, no doubt other students will have ideas that I had not conceived of, but will be very, very exciting. Now, in the short run, I have been doing some of the presenting at various conferences and locations, but I'm very excited. And very recently, the CAS Core, the Korean American Studies Core, helped to present for the Invent to Prevent team to get our pilot project off the ground. There's going to be other conferences like GABE, California Bilingual Education Conference, that is coming up. And from here on out, as I look forward, my hope is that it will be students in the class that are sharing about their experience and presenting in these spaces as well. So the work that they have done in this class, their ethnographies, their stories of resilience that they've captured, what they've learned, what others have learned, is going to be a template, a model for others as they share their stories in these various places, whether it's media or conferences. So it's excited to see these stories sharing. So Derrick, thank you for your questions. I hope I answered your 3 questions well. That's going to help you to write this article and the important work that you're doing to tell the story and to do something good with your story.